welcome to InstructorLive. My name is Sam and this is Pilates for Conditions. Today we're going to be doing arthritis. It's quite a common problem amongst a lot of you. Today we're just going to need some cushions, so grab something off the couch or run to your bed or hobble to your bed if that works better for you. Just regarding arthritis, obviously arthritis can be in different joints and different areas of the body. I don't know where they are in your body, but if you do have any questions during the session, you're more than welcome to type them in. If you're still not sure, you can go to my profile page and I'll try to answer them as best I can there too. But we're going to do just a gentle class just to test in different positions what the alternatives would be if you had arthritis in specific joints. A lot of them are quite common in the wrists, in the neck, in the knees, the hips, that kind of thing. So we will do some safe exercise for you just to kind of get you started, and then you can incorporate them into other classes, other Pilates classes. Okay, right, so to start, let's start with a little bit of a warm-up, okay? So we're going to start with the wrists, okay? So if you do have arthritis in the wrist, you want to actually try get as much circulation going. The more circulation going through the body, sometimes it helps just to relieve some of those pain symptoms that come with arthritis. So sometimes people don't want to exercise or move because of the pain, but actually it does help with the pain. Okay, then we're going to take it into an elbow movement. So we kind of, as if we're stirring pots that are attached to the side walls. Okay, so we're just stirring through the elbows a little bit, which I'm sure you'll also feel are going through the shoulders too. And then we're going to place the hands onto the shoulders and we're going to circle those shoulder joints. We really want to get that blood and mobility into the shoulder joint. And then we're going to take that into an arm circle. If it's too much load, if you've got any arthritis in the shoulder joint and it's too much, then just take it down to the hands on shoulders. So we're circling around, getting that blood flow going, and then just releasing through. We're going to link the hands behind the back, so we're holding onto the forearms, and we want to try get into that nice posture, because often bad posture can also affect arthritis. So we want to try get a nice strong posture. We're going to open up those collarbones, smile them to the front of the room, and then we're just going to do a little neck stretch. So you want to draw the chin in and then just stretch. Because often, especially if you've had arthritis in your shoulders or in your neck, what happens is the muscles start to get really fatigued because they're always almost clenching from the pain. So it's just nice just to stretch them out a little bit over to the other side, ear to shoulder, breathing into it, just letting the muscles slowly ease into it, and then coming back to center. Let's just shake out those arms. We're going to go and just stretch out the side of the body now. So we're just going to open our legs a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And we're going to reach the arm up to the ceiling. Try relax the shoulder from the ear, and we're going to do a little side bend, bending the knees, opening up the side of the body, breathing into that. Breath is so important for circulating oxygen, and we're going to lift up and over to the other side. So big breath in, reaching up to the ceiling. Tuck those ribs into the spine as you do a little side bend over. Breathing into the side of the body, releasing any tension there, and then slowly coming back up into standing. I'm going to give you the side version of the next move. So we're going to now bring the arms behind the body, legs are straight. Your hands are going to come up. If you're not sure, just watch me first. As the arms come down, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to curve into the spine. So we're just stretching the spine. Drop the arms, then straighten the legs, lift the arms back up. So breathing in as we drop the arms, curving and stretching into the discs of the spine, and then breathing in. Look up to the ceiling, then look down into your belly button. Breathing in, make sure the legs and arms are working together, and then big breath in and big breath out, and lengthening up nice and tall. Now we're going to go and just stretch out the legs a little bit. So often I've got a lot of clients who have arthritis in the knees, so we don't want to aggravate that. If you find you've got arthritis in your knees and you can't do this stretch that I'm demonstrating now, then you can just go into an alternative stretch, into a hamstring stretch instead. So you come into this position. I'm going to do a stretch on the front of the thigh. Knees are together. If you know you're a little bit wobbly, then just use a bit of hand support on the wall or a chair. Breathing into the stretch. And then slowly over to the other side, stretching through. With arthritis, you also want to think about your diet. Make sure you're getting enough hydration and water. I've got a bottle of water here, so if you need to get one for yourself too, please do. Shake out the legs a little bit. We're going to just circle the ankles. So again, if you've got arthritis in the ankles, do this slowly. It's just getting a little bit of movement and mobility into that ankle joint. You're going to kind of rest your toes and just stir from the hip joint, and the leg will just naturally follow into whichever pattern that you're going in, and change direction of that circle. Again, just mobilizing the ankle, getting a bit of blood circulation to that ankle, and then release down. Other side, and just circling through. You can let the toes just fall where they fall, and then over to the other side, and then just give those toes a nice wide spread across the mat. Arms are next to your side, and we're going to go into the roll down now, which I'll give you the side version for that. So again, this is going to warm up the spine. Sometimes we have arthritis in different joints in the spine, so don't worry if you can't go too low, especially if your lower back's giving you grief. Then just go as low as you feel comfortable, bend your knees, and just go to where you feel you're getting the most stretch without any strain. So big breath in, really expand the lungs, get that oxygen going, and then breathing out, nod the head, roll the shoulders. If you need to bend your knees, you can. Just work with what your body will let you do. We're not trying to strain anything or force you to do anything your body doesn't want to do, but movement will help. So just doing a little bit every day will really just help to manage the pain, because arthritis is there's not, as far as I know, a known cure for it, but there's definitely things you can do that can help with the condition. So lowering down again, big breath in. And then breathing out, rolling back up. Get used to moving your body. It's designed to move. So don't let the pain just restrict you from doing what your body is designed to do. And coming back up, restacking the spine, one vertebra at a time, and lengthening up nice and tall. Okay, let's come into a sitting position. If you need a bit of hand support on the wall to do that, you're more than welcome to, or a chair. Otherwise, I'll give you one way of doing it. It depends. If you've got arthritis in the knees, see how you go. This might not be the best way for you, in which case use the wall to get down. Otherwise, big step forward, hands onto the front leg, curl the back toes, drop the back knee to the floor, bring the other knee together, and then coming and just sitting onto your bum. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of mobilizing. If you've had arthritis in the hips, okay, often all of these muscles around the pelvis area get really, really tight. It starts going into the lower back too. So we're going to do some gentle release exercises for the lower back, but we're going to do it with support. So you're going to hold onto the top of your shins, and we're going to just gently scoop the belly button in and tilt the tailbone underneath you. You'll catch yourself on your hands. If it's easier to hold the back of the thighs, you can do that too. And then reaching up, lengthen up, nice straight spine. Get into the habit of practicing a straight posture. Then breathing out, scooping back, just stretching through the lower back, working a little bit into the abs, and then slowly coming back up. And let's do two more. Breathing out, tilt the pelvis. And then breathing in, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And last one, we're going to scoop back. And then coming up and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to straighten those legs in front of us. If you find you're kind of sitting like this and just feel you're very awkward in that position, You're going to grab a cushion or a block. Sometimes people have little, what do they call them? Yoga blocks. You can use that if you do other practices. And then you've just got a little extra height. When you've got height, you've got more length and range to work with. Okay, so I'll demonstrate it sitting on this cushion. You're going to lift up. If you're still a bit tight, you can do this with bent knees, but we're going to fold over the legs. Obviously, I can get quite low, but don't worry about how far I go. I want you to work within your own body's capabilities. So if you can only go to here, that's fine, and you already feel a stretch in the back of the legs, that's fine. Otherwise, as low as you can go, breathing into the stretch. Again, get into the back of those lungs. Open up those muscles that sit on the back of the body. Sighing down a little bit further if you can. If you need the hands on the floor for support, you can. And then slowly you're going to restack the spine. So we're kind of pushing back each vertebra back in place and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bend one leg and we're going to cross it over the straight leg. Opposite arm comes onto the outside of the bent knee. See how you feel in that hip joint. If it aggravates it in any way, I'd rather you not do this, but this might actually just help just to stretch out for you. So you're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head. Then using the other arm, place it on the floor, and you're just going to gently rotate around. Just getting a nice little stretch in rotation. You might feel a nice stretch here in the side of the glute, especially when these muscles get a bit tight. You can even walk your foot a little bit further away just to intensify that stretch through the muscle. Breathing in. Remember, there's good pain and bad pain. Bad pain's any sharp shooting pains, jolting pains. Good pain is often when we're working the muscles or really stretching out a tight muscle. And then slowly coming back over to the other side. You can give the leg a little bit of a shake. Cross over the straight leg, opposite arm, outside of the bent leg. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Other arm reaches behind you. And you're going to rotate. Use your elbow on the bent leg and the arm behind you to help lengthen the spine. You're going to just walk the foot a little bit further away if you can, just to deepen the stretch through the glute, breathing into it. So in case you're not sure, the glute is your bum muscles basically. And then slowly releasing down. Take your bottom off that cushion. If you've got any arthritis in your neck or you suffer from a lot of neck tension, I will pretend that I do. So I'm going to have a nice cushion rested underneath my head. So coming down slowly onto the mat. Legs are bent, feet are close to your sitting bones, and we're just gently going to do some release and mobilization around this pelvis area. Very good for anybody who's got arthritis in their hip joints, okay? This helps just to release, get the blood circulating a little bit. We're going to place our arms by our sides, and we're going to just tilt the pelvis. So what I mean by tilt is you're going to take your belly button, you're going to draw it down to the mat as your pubic bone curls towards your belly button, so that your lower back starts to imprint into the floor. Then you're going to release the tailbone back down. So it's kind of like a little wheel. It's going to roll forward and then going to roll back. It's that kind of principle. So you're using your bum muscles, you're using your ab muscles to guide the pelvis, to release the hips and the lower back. Let's do a couple like that. Very small exercise, not always easy to get going first time if this is your first time to Pilates, but a really good place to start. Breathing out to imprint the back, breathing in to release to what we call neutral pelvis. It's just the natural position the pelvis sits in. Okay, now again, I've got my imaginary arthritis in my neck, so I'm going to keep my head on the floor. I'm going to open my arms out to the sides. Now, We're going to keep that neutral pelvis. So you'll feel there's probably a little bit of a gap underneath that lower back. You're going to keep that gap there. Then drawing your belly button down to the mat, but without bringing the pubic bone towards the belly button. So we're not imprinting the back. We're just drawing the abs to the mat. We're going to pick one leg up to tabletop. So this is a 90-degree angle. Okay, it's called tabletop because there's imaginary coffee table that we're resting our calves onto. Then again, sinking down, pick the other leg up to meet it. So you may find just holding your legs might be a bit tough, in which case you can pop your feet back down and you can still do the same exercise just with your feet on the floor. So we're going to go into hip rolls. So I don't want you to go over too far. I want you to just do slow movement to a position you know you're happy to hold, just to about halfway. Then drop the ribs, drop the lower back and pelvis, and start to roll over to the other side. So this is a really good way to mobilize the waistline, get a little bit of movement through the spine, through the lower back. You want to make sure you're not going over too far, that your shoulder lifts off the mat. It's the anchor point for the move, so you want to make sure that it's nicely anchored into that floor. And then coming back to center. So if you're struggling to hold your legs up, you can just glue your legs over and do knee rolls. Again, this is all really useful. So just do what you can. We're going to do 2 more each side. We're going to go breathe in as we go over. Breathe out as we come back to center. Breathing in and breathing out. Once more each side. Mobilizing, using a bit of those lower abdominals, and then going over, back to center, release back down. Now we're going to take it up a notch, okay? So again, you can keep your feet on the floor and do the same movement, but with one leg coming up and the other leg staying on the floor. Otherwise, legs up in tabletop, big breath in. We're going to roll the legs over just to where we know we can hold it. Then we're going to straighten the top leg, flex the foot, stretch that calf. Then bring the whole shape back to center, release back down, other side, and rolling over to one side. Straighten the legs. So now we're adding a little bit more load onto those abs and waistlines. So then tuck your ribs down, pull the legs back with those abs. Again, if you struggle holding the legs up because of arthritis in the hips, then just do this version. Yep. Okay. As long as we're getting the movement and maintaining some kind of normal movement pattern, that's what we're aiming for. So let's go 2 more each side. We're going to go over as we breathe in. Breathing out, straighten the leg. Breathing in, bring it all back, and then breathing out to release. So always, whenever you're doing any exercise in Pilates, you want to think about your breath. It's really important because it helps to circulate the oxygen to the working muscles. So you want to make sure that you're not depriving your muscles of that oxygen. So keep breathing with each movement. Take an inhale or an exhale. I'm not too fussed which one at this stage, and then coming back down onto that mat. Now, bring your arms down to your sides. Make sure your feet are close to your sitting bones. We're going to, just because those hip flexors might feel a little bit grippy after all that leg holding, we're going to now just stretch them out. So we're going to start with the pelvic tilt. Remember, we started with that on the back. So we're going to now bring the pubic bone towards the belly button, imprinting the lower back. Squeeze the glutes, lifting up that pelvis. So we're opening up those hips, and we're also working into those bum muscles. Very important. If you've got arthritis in your hips, you need to have strong glutes. And then we're going to bring the arms above the head. If you've got shoulder issues because of any arthritis in the shoulders, just bring your hands to the ceiling. Otherwise, if you can, all the way back over the head. Then sighing back down, one vertebra at a time, using your abdominals to push each vertebra one at a time into the floor, release the tailbone, and then bring the arms back down. And we're going to do 3 more like that. So tilt the pelvis, squeeze the bum, peel the spine off the mat, big breath in, arms above the head or to the ceiling, wherever you feel comfortable going, and then slowly easing back down. Arms come down. 2 more, and lifting up, squeeze your glutes, arms come above the head, and then sighing back down. Remember, if you have any questions during the session, please feel free to type them in when you can, or just ask me on my profile page when you are done with the class. And then sighing back down through to the tailbone, and then bring the arms back down. Okay, right, now we're going to lie down onto our side, and we're going to make sure, now often lying on our side, if we've got shoulder issues, can be a bit uncomfortable. So it's really important to have that head support. Otherwise, you're going to end up a little bit scrunched up. So I'm going to, fortunately for this class, I actually have a little bit of a shoulder injury. So it's actually really good for me to use these cushions. One might be fine for you, but seeing as I've got 2, I'm going to use 2. You're going to avoid that kind of tension, you're going to just bring your arm in front of you. Make sure that it's in line with your shoulder. And you want to check your alignment of your pelvis. No kind of wonky hips and collapsing there underneath that waistline. Top hip pulls away from the shoulders. So it's really important, especially with arthritis, to make sure that your alignment of your skeleton is in the best possible position it can be, so it won't cause unnecessary strain on the joints, especially if there's arthritis in those joints. So nice level pelvis, so your hip bones are stacked on top of each other. And now we're going to strengthen a little bit into the glutes. So we're just going to do some simple clams. Okay, so we're just going to open up the top knee and then close it back down. Breathing out to open, breathing in to release back. And we're just going to do another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release back down. Right, straightening the top leg. Now, if you've got arthritis in your hip joints and you're finding that it's too much load, you're more than welcome to just stick to this previous exercise. But you'll notice the more sessions you do, you'll actually get a lot stronger in your glutes and can withstand a lot more load, even with the arthritis. So we're going to go into some leg circles, just simple leg circles, controlling your range of movement, using your abs to make sure that we're not rolling all over the place. We want to keep our center nice and still while the leg does its work. And this also helps to strengthen up the hip joints, okay? Because your hip is holding the weight of your leg. So as you're circling around, it's strengthening up all those little muscles around that hip joint. We're going to change direction. Going 8, 7, 6. Keep the legs straight. So you're moving from the hip through the heel. If it's too much and you want to just try little knee circles instead and gradually build your way up to a straight leg, that's fine too. And last one, and then release the leg down. Give it a little bit of a rub there, and then we're going to straighten those legs. Now, we're going to work a little bit into the inner thigh now. Again, very important to work all of your thigh muscles, especially if you've got arthritis in your knee joints. You need to make sure your thigh muscles are nice and strong. So we're going to work into the inner thigh for now. You can, if you want, this is what I'd like to work from, with your knee pointing to the ceiling and your front, top leg's foot in front of the bottom leg. If it's uncomfortable for your hip or anything like that, you're more than welcome to take a cushion or even just rest your leg on the floor. Okay? So just so that you can see better, I'm going to pop the cushion back, and I'm going to just do this version with the knee pointing to the ceiling. Bottom leg, you're going to lock the knee, flex the foot, and you're going to lift up to the ceiling and back down. If you need to bring your leg a little bit further forward because it's awkward on the underside of the hip, that's fine. And we're going to lift and lower. Let's try do 10, but again, if you can only do 5, that's fine. Everyone's at different levels. That's the beauty of Pilates. There's always an alternative to every exercise. And another 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it there. We're going to do little circles. Going 5, 4. Lift and circle. 3. Should feel it working in that inner thigh a little bit there with a straight leg. Change direction. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release back down. Bend that top leg all the way up to the chest if it can get there. Obviously, if you've got issues in the hip joints and you prefer not to go so high, that's fine. Give the glute a little bit of a rub there. Really nice bit of circulation. And then slowly coming up over to the other side. So stay facing me. If you need a drink of water, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, lying down onto your side. Again, head support, especially if you've got any arthritis in the neck. Again, shoulder nice and comfortable with the support of the pillow, so you're high enough off the mat that you're not just collapsing in on yourself. And also consider your neck cushion if you do have arthritis. So on your bed, your cushion on your bed, you want to make sure that it's nice and firm and supporting your neck so you're not straining when you're sleeping. So let's open up the top knee, close it back down. So we're going into clams. We're going to try do 10. Let's do another 8, 7, 6. So as we're lifting the knee, we're switching on the side of the glute, strengthening that muscle. And I've lost count, so let's just do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Release back down. Notice how the exercises feel on this side compared to the other side. You may find one side's a bit stronger, in which case you need to do a few extra repetitions. Try take note of that. It will gradually start to become a habit to take note of these things the more you practice Pilates. Okay, other leg exercise. We're going to do the leg circles. So we're going to do nice big circles, going 8, 7. Again, only as big as you can control it. If you find the rest of the body is just wobbling around like a little jellyfish, make the movement smaller. I want you to think about your abs. You always want to stabilize a movement so that you've got the support to strengthen correctly and safely. And then change direction, going 8, 7. Remember, if this is too much load for the hip, you're more than welcome to kind of do little knee stirs instead. But we want to work towards a straight leg if possible. And another 2 more. Last one, and release back down. Give it a bit of a rub and a little bit of a smack if you need to. Right, bottom leg is straight, top leg is bent. If you can, knee pointing to the ceiling. Flex the foot of the bottom leg and then lifting up. Remember, if you need to rest the knee down on a cushion or without, if you don't have a cushion at the moment, that's fine. Otherwise, another 8, 7, 6. Try keep the foot flexed so you're stretching the back of the calf. And especially if you've got ankle issues, it's really important to think about how you place your feet when you do exercises, what benefits it has. If you've got tight calves, always flex the feet. And then little circles, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back down. Okay, give it a good smack and a bit of a rub. You can bend the top leg up to the chest. And then lying onto your back. Let's stretch you out just to finish up. So, this shouldn't hurt anybody's hip or knee, but if it does, just let me know. Otherwise, I will give you an alternative. So the stretch we're going to be doing is ankle on knee. We're going to bring our one hand through the hole, other hand on the outside of the leg, and draw the leg into the chest. If you've got knee issues and this feels uncomfortable in any way, you're more than welcome to do this stretch instead. So leg is bent, and then you draw the leg across the body instead. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you. Otherwise, this is a really good stretch to do. You can have the hand underneath the thigh, breathing into the stretch. And then slowly release the leg down over to the other side, and then pick the leg up, stretching through. Should feel quite nice. This is a really, really good stretch to do, especially for those of you who suffer from arthritis in the legs, hips, knees, anything like that, and you work at a desk all day. You can really help yourself a lot by doing that stretch. Okay, right, let's come up into standing. So you want to kind of get onto your side. Use your hands. If you've got wrist issues, just use your fingers. You're not going to be on them for long. And then coming onto the knees, pick one leg up, hand onto the thigh, curl the toes, and then pushing up and give those legs a good little shake out. Okay, so it's quite difficult sometimes with arthritis. It's in different areas of the body. I tried to cover as many joints as I could today. But if you do have a specific arthritis condition in a specific area and you have a few more questions about that, then just go to my profile page and ask me. Otherwise, I hope you had a wonderful rest of your day. Let's just finish up, get ourselves centered. Big breath in. Again, if you need to just keep the hands on the shoulders, you can. Otherwise, full arm circles. Breathing in, get that fresh energy and oxygen going through the body. And releasing back down. I hope you had a good session, and I'll see you next time.